We're going to take a look at the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. They'll go a distance of 1 mile and 1/16. It's around 2 turns, a $2 million purse. Dick, the favorite from the West Coast, number 10, Bella Fina. 9 to 5 is the price. Simon Callahan trains her. She has won 3 consecutive races. 2 of those were grade 1s, and she has won by daylight every time.
Yeah, it was interesting, Keith. Obviously, I went down there looking for Jaywalk, John Servis' horse, so we're going to talk about in a second, as the leader of the first one to run out of the Parks contingent. But I asked all my Southern California friends, is Bella Fina as good as she looks?
Okay.
And they were unanimous. No.
Jaywalk, John Servis, saddling his second Breeders' Cup starter.
Yep.
Jostle was his first. He
Yes.
didn't want a runner, as you talked about.
I don't think he did.
Right.
We've talked about it
Yeah.
a little bit. I think she was kind of over the top in her great 3-year-old season.
Well, Dick, we're going to get 5 to 1 on Jaywalk. She raced here at Parks back in July, breaking her maiden at 5 furlongs. She was 40 cents on the dollar that day. Then she won a small stake down at Delaware Park. And Dick, then they went to the grade 1 for Zet, and she was terrific.
Yeah, she just crushed the field, won by 5 3/4. Joe Alvasario rode. He's obviously back today. And really, that race was really good, but the tip-off for me on this horse was the Delaware race.
Right.
The first 4 finishers came back to win their next race.
Let's take a look at the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies.
They're off in the Juvenile Fillies. Jaywalk broke well, Serengeti Empress 2, Restless Rider between them, and Bella Fina's going to join the fray on the far outside. So these 4 will take them into that turn with Vibrance running in 5th and glued to the rail. Then Baby Nina on the outside, Splashy Kisses. Cassie's Dreamer is racing in between Reflect and Sipacan Harbor at the back of the field as they race to the backstretch, and Jaywalk takes charge. Opens up a length and a half to Serengeti Empress through a 23.26 opening quarter mile. They're moving right along at a solid pace onto the backstretch. Bella Fina's 3rd on the outside. Vibrance running in 4th. Restless Rider now has been taken back to sit 5th, and she's 5 from the front. And then it's reflected between horses. Long Shot Baby Nina's down on the inside. Then Splashy Kisses. Cassie's Dreamer is second last, and a late runner. Sipacan Harbor trails the field. 46.76 was the half mile. There's a half mile to go, and Jaywalk to catch as they make their way into the far turn. Bella Fina's second on the outside. Restless Rider's moving now. And here she comes on the outside of Vibrance as they make their way around the turn. Serengeti Empress is back running in 5th position. Sipacan Harbor's starting to go past horses at the back of the pack. It is Jaywalk up top as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. Bella Fina's come under pressure. Restless Rider is there on the outside. Vibrance cuts the corner, and they're into the stretch, and it's Jaywalk. Jaywalk comes into the final furlong, opening up a 2-length lead. Restless Rider is second. On the inside comes Vibrance in 3rd. Bella Fina is back to 4th, passing the 16th pole. This filly can cross wherever she wants. Jaywalk is a Breeders' Cup champ.
I think I know I'm a little bit biased here because John is from the home team, but this was one of the best performances of the entire weekend.
Yep.
She crushed this field.
Nice.
Gate to wire, won by 5.5, paid $13 to win. And Dick, John has now won the Oaks. He's won the Derby. He now has won the Breeders'. When is he going to get the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it's interesting. When he comes to Churchill Downs, he just doesn't show up to appear under the Twin Spires. He comes to win. And as you said, that's, as far as I know, 3 straight, the big ones. Smarty and then Catherine Sophia. And now Jaywalk, and if everything goes right, he'll be back in 6 months to try to run in the Oaks. And it was great to see her run that well. We all knew what she had. And when John says, we're good, you're good.
Well, the Let's Go Racing cameras were down at Churchill Downs, and which, surprisingly enough, they were right there in the service box. Can you believe that? Well, let's go behind the scenes with John and his family as they watch this incredible Breeders' Cup victory.
They're off in the Juvenile Fillies. Jaywalk broke well, Serengeti Empress 2, Restless Rider between them, and Bella Fina's going to join the fray on the far outside. 46.76 was the half mile. There's a half mile to go, and Jaywalk to catch as they make their way into the far turn. Jaywalk up top as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. Bella Fina's come under pressure. Restless Rider is there on the outside. Vibrance cuts the corner, and they're into the stretch, and it's Jaywalk. Passing the 16th pole, this filly can cross wherever she wants. Jaywalk is a Breeders' Cup champ.
She really relaxed. She just break really sharp out of there, and then she just one thing. She just wanted to go. So I just drop her the hang, and then just let her be happy, and then she do the rest of the work.
Congratulations on a great race and a great filly. You're here.
You were very confident in this filly. Why?
Well, she's just done everything right. She's trained. Going into this race, she trained super well. You know, I trained her a little differently to see if she'd handle the 2 turns, and I was very confident with that. I didn't think that would be an issue at all. And she came into the race great.
And when you saw her loose on the lead, what was going through your mind?
Well, at first I thought, here we go again, because in the race before I didn't expect her to be in front. But, you know, when she started pricking her ears and she relaxed and you know, Joel was sitting against her the whole way, and they were running quick. And I remember coming to the halfway point of the race, and Tyler said, give me a 47 and change, you know, and they threw up 46 and 3, and I was like, But, I mean, she's just got such a high cruising speed. She just runs them off their feet.
Look, I've known you long enough. You're not a self-promoter, but we've talked about this. Kentucky Derby, Preakness, Oaks, now a Breeders' Cup. Can you get play for Hall of Fame at some point?
I don't know. You know
And
what?
you're closing on 2,000 wins.
You know what, Dick? I mean, it'd be great. I'd love it.
Right.
But I mean, this business has been so good to me. You know, I've been so fortunate to train for people like the Greens and Mr. Zachney and all the owners. I mean, I have some great owners, and I'm just enjoying the game, man.